Could Sangwoo, Jae, or even Chairman Paik be the real mastermind behind the kidnapping, and what are their motives? Was Sa-Eon ever a psychopath, or was his childhood trauma manipulated to cover up a much bigger crime? Is Sa-Eon's guilt bigger than what Hee-Joo can imagine, and what shocking secrets is he hiding from her? Are Sa-Eon and Hee-Joo mere pawns in a larger game orchestrated by Chairman Paik and Mr. Hong? What dark truth connects Chairman Paik to Hee-Joo's family tragedy, and how does it affect her relationship with Sa-Eon? I'm here to break down all the answers to these burning questions with detailed references from the episode. But here's the catch. The truth is only revealed if you stick around till the very end. Ready to uncover the secrets? Hey K-Insider FAM! Just when we thought when the phone rings couldn't get any more confusing, it's gone and added a new twist to the mix. All this time I did wonder how they could just say, a kid was a psychopath, but of course, it has to do with his lineage. The romance the preview teased? Yeah, that's not happening here. I don't think I've been so invested in finding out what's going on in any other K-drama this year, or maybe in quite a few years. But don't worry, I'll answer all these questions. But before diving in, please subscribe to Miss K Insider and switch to 1.5x speed for better experience. Episode 8 kicks off with a surprisingly domestic moment, Sa-Eon making kimchi fried rice for Hee-Joo at home. During this moment of calm, he reveals something personal. When they first got married, he was terrified they might actually fall in love. That fear led him to stupidly tell her not to fall for him. Classic Sa-Eon, deflecting his feelings with bad decisions. Most of the episode, though, focuses on Sa-Eon's inner turmoil. He's carrying a mountain of secrets, and while he's been projecting his fears onto Hee-Joo, she's stunned by how easily he's forgiven her for everything she's done. Guess what? He feels extra guilty about not telling her the truth for this reason. It's probably not as bad as what he's done. This suggests he's holding on to guilt about things she doesn't even know yet, things that might make her actions look trivial in comparison. Yes, Sa-Eon's guilt is much deeper than Hee-Joo realizes. While she feels guilty for hiding that she isn't mute, Sa-Eon carries the weight of far more significant secrets. He feels guilty about not being honest with her and about actions tied to his complicated lineage and Chairman Paik's manipulations. His past, including his traumatic childhood and the truth about his fake identity, weighs heavily on him, making her guilt feel trivial in comparison. But then the tension spikes. The kidnapper makes an audacious appearance at Sa-Eon's building, walking close enough to sniff him. And yet, no one bats an eye at this suspicious figure decked out in all black, complete with a mask and a hat. Seriously, how does no one question this? The funeral flowers being carried by the kidnapper don't seem like enough of a cover. This episode also sheds light on the mysterious relationship between Chairman Paik and Hee-Joo's dad, Mr. Hong. We learn that the two had a secret contract that no one knows about except Ine. Mr. Hong is revealed to be the person who sent Ine the documents proving Sa-Eon isn't Chairman Paik's grandson. This revelation adds another layer to the family drama. It seems Mr. Hong is the one who sent Ine the documents that showed Sa-Eon wasn't Paik's grandson. Here's where it gets even messier. The contract between Paik and Hong had a unique clause. If the contract was ever breached, Hong could demand anything in return. And that's exactly what happened. What Hong wanted, it seems, was for Hee-Joo to replace Sa-Eon in the family dynamic. This raises countless questions about the true motivations behind Hong's actions and what role Hee-Joo was meant to play in this intricate web of lies and manipulation. This episode balances personal tension between Hee-Joo and Sa-Eon with the larger power plays happening in the background. It's clear that while Sa-Eon and Hee-Joo are grappling with their own emotions and secrets, they're also pawns in a much bigger game orchestrated by the people around them. The layers of deceit continue to pile up, and it's only a matter of time before everything unravels. So, yes, both Sa-Eon and Hee-Joo are pawns in a game of power and manipulation. Mr. Hong's secret contract with Chairman Paik ensured that Hee-Joo was brought in to replace Sa-Eon in the family dynamic. Chairman Paik has been pulling the strings, orchestrating Sa-Eon's false identity while also being indirectly responsible for Hee-Joo's family tragedy. Both are trapped in a web of lies spun by those around them. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, may your phone freeze during the final plot twist. What happens between Sa-Eon and Sang-woo? Hee-Joo wakes up from a nightmare where Sa-Eon is missing, and she can't reach him on his phone. Clearly, the anxiety both of them are carrying is so intense that it's seeping into their dreams. Unable to shake off the fear, she heads to his room, and Sa-Eon, for once, doesn't dodge her feelings. He pulls her close and reassures her that they're okay. In this quiet moment, she admits she's often imagined what it would be like if they acted like a real married couple. That's about the extent of romance we get in this episode, just a small, tender scene amidst the chaos. Sa-Eon tells her he's taken the day off, his first holiday in 3 years, but of course, his work can't let him breathe. He gets an urgent call and is dragged into the office. Turns out his subordinates planned a surprise, thinking he'd be anxious without work, but since he's already there, Do-jae updates him on the case. He's traced the suspicious phone to a specific location, the old villa everyone can't stop obsessing over. Do-jae offers to go with him, but Sa-Eon insists on going alone. Meanwhile, back at home, Hee-Joo receives a cryptic message from the kidnapper, a strange video from a reality show that leaves her confused. Right after, she gets a text from Sang-woo asking to meet. She heads to the orphanage, where a nun casually drops the bombshell that Hee-Joo was Sang-woo's first love. This little detail hangs in the air as she questions him about the missing orphan case. Sang-woo, visibly caught off guard, remarks how odd it is that both Hee-Joo and Sa-Eon are digging into this matter. Later, Sang-woo takes Hee-Joo to the villa, but since it's already dark, they stay outside in the car. Inside the villa, Sa-Eon has arrived and finds the same reality show video playing on a projector. Just as Hee-Joo and Sang-woo are about to leave, Sa-Eon spots them together. What follows is pure drama. Sa-Eon races after their car, brakes abruptly in front of them, and causes a scene. Sang-woo, clearly confused, notices Hee-Joo's phone ringing and pointedly asks who else knows she can talk. This moment feels like the writers are deliberately throwing suspicion on Sang-woo, but there's still no clear evidence against him, just a lot of tension. Then, Sa-Eon confronts Sang-woo directly, accusing him of being involved in the threats. He doesn't mince words, claiming it's no coincidence the threat started as soon as Sang-woo reappeared in his life. To top it off, Sa-Eon drags Hee-Joo into his car like he's done pretending to keep their marriage a secret. Sang-woo, still in the dark about their relationship, is left baffled. In the car, the real emotions come out. Sa-Eon asks Hee-Joo why she didn't tell him about the video. She confesses she was afraid it would push him away, that his secrets and fears would make him disappear from her life. In response, Sa-Eon drops one of his most vulnerable lines yet. If he were to lose everything, the only thing he'd want to leave behind is the version of him that Hee-Joo loves. It's not about the fame or the money, he just wants her to love him for who he truly is. This episode reveals just how tangled the relationships are becoming, while also peeling back more layers of Sa-Eon's guarded personality. His fear, her hesitation, and Sang-woo's mysterious role all set the stage for even more revelations to come. If you're not subscribed to Miss K Insider, I hope your Wi-Fi drops during the most intense K-drama scene. Was Sa-Eon really a psychopath? From various scenes in this episode, it is proved that the little kid was never the problem. Episode 8 of When the Phone Rings dives deep into Sa-Eon's traumatic past and sets the stage for answering the central question: was Sa-Eon really a psychopath, or was he just a victim of circumstance? The episode methodically pieces together flashbacks, revelations, and new events, proving that Sa-Eon, the child, was never the problem. It was the world around him. Sa-Eon's mother's cryptic words. One of the most striking moments comes from Sa-Eon's mother, who, during a press conference, directs a message toward her son. She reminds him of something she used to say: "I'm not locking you up, I'm trying to protect you." These words suggest her fear of an external threat, not her son's behavior. Rather than labeling Sa-Eon as dangerous, her words imply she believed he was in danger from someone else. A key witness and a dark revelation. Later, a man who cared for Sa-Eon, the fake one, during his childhood sends a chilling message to the family spokesperson: he's still alive. This cryptic statement hints at the survival of the real Sa-Eon, presumed dead after being targeted by his grandfather, Chairman Paik. Through flashbacks and the caretaker's testimony, we learn that Sa-Eon witnessed horrific abuse during his childhood. He saw Chairman Paik torture and attempt to drown his own grandson, that is Sa-Eon's biological counterpart. This revelation flips the narrative on its head. Sa-Eon was not inherently psychopathic. Instead, he was a traumatized child who witnessed unimaginable violence. Furthermore, the implication that Chairman Paik successfully killed his grandson raises questions about the message claiming the boy is still alive. Could the real Sa-Eon have survived, or is this part of the larger conspiracy surrounding the family? So, Sa-Eon was never a psychopath. The label was unjustly placed on him due to his traumatic childhood and Chairman Paik's cruel actions. Flashbacks reveal that Sa-Eon witnessed horrific abuse, including Chairman Paik attempting to kill his biological grandson. This trauma and manipulation were used to justify his psychopathic behavior when, in reality, he was a victim of the people around him and their power games. Subscribe to Miss K Insider. The chairman's role in Hee-Joo's tragedy. Amid the revelations about Sa-Eon's past, we also learn about Chairman Paik's connection to Hee-Joo's family tragedy. It is suggested that the chairman himself caused the accident that devastated Hee-Joo's family. This adds another layer of complexity to the relationship between Hee-Joo and Sa-Eon, as their fates seem entwined by the chairman's actions. This is the dark truth that connects Chairman Paik to Hee-Joo's family tragedy. It is revealed that Chairman Paik caused the accident that devastated Hee-Joo's family, making her loss directly tied to his actions. This creates an unspoken tension between Hee-Joo and Sa-Eon, as Sa-Eon is unknowingly connected to the man who ruined her life. Their relationship is complicated further by these intertwined fates, making trust and understanding between them even more fragile. Sa-Eon's press conference. In the present timeline, Sa-Eon takes a bold step by holding a press conference to enlist the public's help in understanding the kidnapper's intentions. He plays the mysterious video the kidnapper sent, offering an exclusive interview as an incentive for anyone who can decode the message. This move shows Sa-Eon's desperation to untangle the web of threats surrounding him and Hee-Joo. It's also a rare moment of vulnerability, as he publicly acknowledges the danger he's in. The fire ends Sa-Eon's near-death experience. Toward the end of the episode, Sa-Eon visits his adoptive father, or the closest thing he has to one, at the man's home, only to find himself in a life-threatening situation. A fire breaks out, trapping both men inside. Sa-Eon attempts to rescue his father figure, but ends up unconscious amidst the flames. Meanwhile, Sang-woo is seen driving away from the scene. While it's not explicitly confirmed, the visual cues suggest he might have orchestrated the fire. Chairman Paik may be the hidden mastermind, given his history of manipulation and desire to control every aspect of Sa-Eon's life. Doo-jae's involvement is less clear, but his connection to Sa-Eon's work suggests he might know more than he lets on. Each character's motives remain ambiguous, keeping the mystery alive. The person seen setting the fire wears white shoes and wide-legged trousers, a detail that seems to rule out Doo-jae, who is known for his formal suits. This leaves the identity of the arsonist open to interpretation, but points heavily towards Sang-woo's involvement. Sang-woo's connection to Hee-Joo and his sudden reappearance seem deliberately suspicious. But this also makes me feel they will reveal someone else as the real villain, and this whole Sang-woo's involvement seems like a deliberate move by makers to make us believe Sang-woo is the real villain, and then boom, someone we thought as the most innocent person appears to be the villain and we are shocked. Wow. Hee-Joo's reunion with In-ae. While Sa-Eon fights for his life, Hee-Joo receives an unexpected visit from her sister, In-ae. Their conversation hints at unresolved tensions and secrets between them. When Hee-Joo asks why In-ae returned, her sister cryptically responds that the real question is why she left in the first place. This implies that In-ae's departure was tied to something significant, perhaps even tied to the overarching conspiracy involving their family. In the epilogue, Hee-Joo is seen reflecting on the photos from the retreat, which are filled with moments that seem innocent at first glance, but carry deeper emotional weight. While looking at the pictures, Hee-Joo starts crying, and it's not just because of nostalgia or sadness, it's because she realizes something significant. In every single photo, Sa-Eon's eyes are focused solely on her. This small yet poignant detail demonstrates how deeply Sa-Eon feels for her, and perhaps it's a moment of realization for Hee-Joo that Sa-Eon's feelings for her go beyond what she originally thought. He's not just a man hiding secrets or insecurities. He is genuinely invested in her, and he has been all along. This realization seems to hit her hard, emotionally moving her to tears. Additionally, there's a touching moment in the elevator where Sa-Eon communicates with her through sign language. This moment stands out as adorable because, despite all the complexity surrounding their relationship, it shows Sa-Eon's care and effort to connect with her on a more personal level. Even in the midst of tension, secrets, and high-stakes situations, he finds a way to communicate affectionately, adding a humanizing layer to his character. By the end of episode 8, it's clear that the label of psychopath was an unjust projection onto Sa-Eon, a child who endured unspeakable trauma. The true villains of this story, Chairman Paik and the system of power and corruption he represents, are slowly being unmasked. With Sa-Eon's life hanging in the balance and more secrets about Hee-Joo's family coming to light, the stakes are higher than ever. Episode 8 doesn't just provide answers, it deepens the intrigue, leaving viewers questioning everything they thought they knew about the characters and their motivations. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to Miss K Insider. Trust me, you don't want to be the one left out when the chaos hits. Stay messy, stay dramatic, and stay subscribed.